I only missed 1 year of trick-or-treating until the age of 22. I don't remember now why I missed that year, but honestly I think it might have been the year an episode of the show Supernatural aired on Halloween, but I can't remember. I was never into partying, but I loved dressing up and the candy and the whole vibe of the holiday. So this led me to going out year after year after year, which means I almost have unlimited stories that I could tell. The earliest memory was of me and my sisters going out super, super, super early. Like, people were still getting home from work that day early. We must have bugged our parents so much that they gave up and let us go out. We would go to every house, but we wouldn't knock like normal people would. No. We would, at the top of our lungs, scream, "Trick or treat!" And it was so loud that it would trigger people to come open the door. Thinking back now, they probably were pissed that kids were yelling trick or treat so loud in their neighborhood at 4:45 in the afternoon. And then when they opened their door, we were just standing there on the doorstep. But it worked, so we literally did it at every house that we went to. There was always go-to houses too. There's an old lady that would bring you inside her house because she had set up her whole living room to be somewhat of a Halloween buffet. We would walk around the table she had and grab soda and chips and all sorts of different candies. It was top tier every year. It was a must go. For a few years growing up, there was a lady right next to my house that would give out mini loaves of bread because she worked at the Wonder Bread factory. It was so sad the year her and her family moved away because that meant we didn't get our mini bread. And last but not least, there was a random mansion in the neighborhood that would give out multiple king-size candy bars every single year. Everyone went, they made a whole thing out of it. It was the best. So we would go to the mansion every year, and I will never forget. Let me set up the situation. This one year, I dressed up as a cowgirl, and it was getting pretty dark, and me and my buddy just got our king-size candy bars. While we were walking out of the yard, there was a group of boys walking into the yard, and out of nowhere, one of them started catcalling me. I wasn't sure if I should be flattered or offended. I was fully shocked. But what happened next would solidify it as one of my favorite Halloween memories ever. All I said back was, "Thank you," in the deepest voice I could muster up. The look of horror that went over all of their faces was priceless. Let me tell you, I grew up in a very Mormon area, so that came with raging homophobia. So when the teenager heard me say, "Thank you," in my very male voice, it broke him. And it was one of the best things that have ever happened. I can only imagine how badly his friends teased him for hitting on a dude. It was priceless. Editor Adam coming in for a second to let y'all know I am a supporter of love. In this story, I think it's funny his internal homophobia backfired on him. And now, back to the story. There were always rules you had to follow when going trick-or-treating with me, especially as I got older. You always had to dress up. If you didn't dress up, you either couldn't come or you had to wait on the sidewalk like a parent. You always had to say trick or treat and thank you at each house. These rules are how I justified going out even when I was older. There's a lot worse things that I could be doing than going out having fun with my friends and collecting some candy. I think it was one of my last years going out, so I was 20 or 21, and there were some people that hesitated, but there was this one old guy that opened his door, looked at us for a second, and goes, "What the hell? How old are you guys?" We told him. He didn't seem to like it, and then he gave us his candy, so it couldn't have been that bad. I think we can all agree that trunk or treats almost ruined Halloween. Anyone I ever talked to about trunk or treats thought they were so annoying because the kids never came to the houses anymore. So what was the point of decorating your yard and getting candy if no one ever came? Which is ironic because then they complain about me and my group of older friends that are doing that exact thing they want. We're going around to houses. We're dressing up. We're going and saying trick or treat and doing the whole experience. Yet they're pissed because we're older and they want younger kids to do that, I guess. I don't know. Make up your minds and please side with me that it's okay to trick or treat no matter what age, as long as you dress up and you're nice.